Sid and Julie Chase.
Good morning, Myrtle Beach. You're at the right place at the right time. Thank you for joining us again this week.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. It's raining here in Myrtle Beach. It ruined our Halloween party last night.
Yeah, our Watch the People night.
Our Watch the People night down at Broadway. It was pouring rain, so we had to, luckily we had a backup plan.
Yep, we got to hang out with Jasmine at Suck Bang Glow.
Yep, that was a great concert that she put on last night.
Yeah.
And if you missed last week's show, we had two special guests on last week, Ed Hall from Petrix and Paul Myjack from iBuyTV.
Yes.
So on Ed's side of things, what we talked about was he actually created a bed that weighs cats and dogs or whatever your animal is.
Yes.
And then somehow, I'm not a tech guy, but somehow magically put it up to your phone to tell you how much your dog weighed. So the company is all about nutrition, healthy products for your dogs. They got a lot more products coming out, so we're really excited about that.
It's preventative maintenance.
Preventative maintenance. Know what kind of food you should be feeding. They've uploaded like 17,000 different items of food and stuff for your dogs and cats and any other animals that you might have. So that's exciting. I'm really happy for Ed. He just finished his first round of raise of $650,000 for his first round. So that's really exciting for a startup. You know, it's very hard to, as we know, it's very hard to raise money. You know, we do it all the time. You know, so for us, it's been a little bit easier to do. But then Paul Myjack came in from iBuyTV. Now I'm just going to tell you straight up, that just scared the crap right out of me. Yeah. So with iBuyTV, so basically, if you're watching television, a soccer game, it doesn't matter what it is you're watching. If you see an item on the TV that you like and you have the iBuyTV software app, you can actually zoom in. I don't know how it's all done. Again, I'm not a tech person, but you can somehow it scans this TV screen, finds that item that you're looking for, and then pulls up on your phone everything that there is about the item. And then the cool thing about it is, if you really like it, you hit the button and you buy it, and it's at your house in 3 days. So I went home immediately. And I know Dave did too. Dave went straight home and took every TV off his wall and said, there's no way I'm letting my kids, my wife, or anybody else drain my wallet and sitting on the couch. I mean, think about it. That's a pretty scary thing that you can just, I mean, we already can sit home and watch QVC or, you know, whatever those other shopping line things are that I don't watch.
You don't do, so you
I don't do it, so I don't know what they are. But now I can actually do it while I'm watching a sports game or any live concert.
Seems like your traditional shopping.
I mean, this is going to be great for musicians, actually. We don't want to say who's in front of us yet, even though if you've been following us all week, you know who it is. But, I mean, just think about it for the musicians. I mean, they're out there, they're doing their thing, and he or she can be wearing a certain clothing for, you know, Chaps or, I don't know, whatever brand. And if you like it, and it looks good on her, and you think it'll look good on you, you can instantly buy it, and then the musician, or the artist, I should say, gets a cut of the deal. Yeah, I don't know, man, that's pretty scary stuff. Pretty scary stuff.
Technology.
So, yeah, if you missed last week's show and you want to go back and take a look at it, you can see it on YouTube at the Sid Chase Investment Group.
And it's SYD.
Yep, so you can go back there and see that one, and you can see the financial planner that we had in and some other folks also.
And we're starting some new videos.
We're starting some new videos. We're going to have our Sid Chase Capital TV show on YouTube, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So you'll have more shows to check out on how to flip houses, how to look for multi-units, you know, what areas to buy, what not to buy throughout the country. And then you obviously can call in also. And while you're there at YouTube, please hit the subscribe button.
Yes. Yeah,
if you don't hit the subscribe button, don't bother going if you're not going to do it.
You can't say that.
I just did.
Don't say that.
Right.
You can go watch. Just watch.
My good friend sitting across from me said, it's your show, Sid, say what you want. That one.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, let's get this, this morning we'll get started with this morning's market brief. What's
so
going on in the market?
Well, before we do the market, let's real quick say hi to all our Twitter fans out there that are joining us this morning.
Good morning.
And over here on the left, we got our Facebook fans.
Good morning.
Everybody's over there. You might need to turn that just a little bit.
No, trust me, I look better in the dark.
No, they want to see Jasmine's beautiful face.
We'll get started with the morning brief. So rent is on the rise. So if you're looking to rent, probably not a good idea right now. 79% of renters who moved in over the last year have
experienced a hike already.
Have experienced a hike in rents, and we know that here from Myrtle Beach for sure, because of the there's just so many houses being built. We're actually have a shortage of home purchasing going on, so now people don't have houses to buy; they're having to rent. So we're seeing that here. Rents are going up across the board. Actually, there's 2 rental companies here that are doing rents by the month.
Yeah.
So it's like the stock market or something. You know, it's crazy stuff. Every month your rent either goes up or goes down.
Yes.
Based on that noise. Based on that noise. I was out with 2 people last night, too late, obviously, because I can't talk correctly.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, and the other thing that's going on is buyers are starting younger. The millennials who have always been wanting to rent, you know, over the last year or 2.
Yeah, that's what we talked about not too long ago. That they just wanted to rent everything. They would even rent their shoes if they could. Yep,
exactly. And now there's a new article out yesterday saying 71% of the first-time home buyers are millennials.
That's great.
Right. None of us here in the studio are millennials. I'll tell you that much. You guys
are a little bit older generation.
Yeah, we're Gen X.
Yeah, you're Gen X or something.
Yep.
Homeowners to-do lists are full.
Yes.
So you drive by Lowe's or Home Depot or 84 Lumber, and their parking lots are full all the time. The top projects are painting, bathroom updates, and landscaping.
Yes.
You know, and our son, JC, our youngest son, out of the 5 that you have, children, he just started his own painting business not too long ago, and I know him and 2 other people, and he's very busy. He's doing a couple of paint jobs a week, and for him, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then we do a lot of bathroom upgrades with our home building company.
Yeah. And
then Jason, who does all our landscaping for all our new builds, he's like 3 weeks out now.
Yeah, he's a very busy
guy. So, and this, I read this morning, and I was like, where is this coming from? Bargains are out there. 50% of homes are sold for less than their list price. That's not in Myrtle Beach.
No.
That is not even close.
Not in Nashville either.
No, not in Nashville either. You're right. I keep an eye on the Nashville market. So the Baker Hughes rig count was down another 15 rigs this week.
What's going on with that?
You know, I'm not really sure. They were down 25 rigs last week.
Yeah.
So what's that, 40? Yeah, that's 40 rigs in total. So
last couple of weeks, that's a little scary.
I'm hoping they're just in for maintenance.
Yeah, that's a lot of rigs for maintenance.
Yeah, because we're at $2.12 a gallon, $2.16 here.
Yeah,
so
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too shabby for us. So, all right, so we're going to take a quick break.
Yep, take a quick break.
We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back to our guest for the morning.
Yes.
2-time or 3-time, 20-time, what is it now?
It depends on which one you're talking about.
2-time NEMA?
NEMA Awards, we are 2-time Alternative Rock Band of the Year. We are Artist of the Year for last year, and we were Best Rock Live Performance for this year.
Right. Woohoo! We're excited about hearing from them.
Yes. We'll be right back,
all right, let's
folks.
go do our break.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
More than 17 years experience, Chase Signature Homes delivers high-quality craftsmanship on your lawn or on theirs. Each member of the team brings a unique
It'd be awesome if you only had to drag back to your house, but we have to drag back to Nashville.
It's not that you guys are doing. There's well, first of all, watch out your left knee. There's a lot of things that are plugged in right by your left knee, so don't unplug them.
Jasmine, are you going to do the majority of the talking?
I don't know. Probably back and forth between Kevin and I. Send him the questions.
No, that's okay. I mean, you go. But Jasmine, you're going to have to, if you you want to adjust the mic, get real close to it, like within an inch of it when you're talking.
Yeah, that one's a little bit weak. That's why I was asking. This one's a
Kevin,
better mic.
you have compression on your mic, so it's going to pick it up. Whereas Jasmine, you don't, so you're going to have to project a little bit more. And if I do come in here in the middle of y'all talking and adjust levels, don't.
I got skills.
I kind of like I said, I kind of figured you're using it in front of the microphone, so you're good.
So do we got anything on Twitter yet this morning, folks?
If that continues to make noise under there, if I come in the middle of you guys talking, just ignore me. But I'm gonna have to get up underneath the table and turn something off.
Okay.
But we'll leave it on for the time being, so you guys can hear the end of the commercials.
Okay, sounds good.
Call today for a free estimate at 315-871-9313.
Getting in.
Have you wanted
All
to
right,
get
Twitter
your
folks,
mortgage
we don't have anybody this morning watching our Twitter feed, so we can't see anything that you're writing on there, but we appreciate it all. And if you want to go over to our Facebook page over here, the Switches page, we can touch it there.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. So let's talk real quick about the Sid Chase Investment Group,
Yes.
right? So if you're interested in
Getting started in real estate.
yeah, getting started in real estate, at whatever level investment, you can come and talk to us. We can start you out as a beginner,
Yep.
Or if you are full-time
Professional.
and you just want to invest because you know real estate is the way to go, you can come and partner with us on the Sid Chase Investment Group. We invest in everything from hotels to developments to new home projects, senior assisted living projects. So we do a lot of stuff. Our returns are way better than what you're getting at the bank.
Yeah.
Probably almost 20x that, actually. So we're excited about that. So give us a call if you're interested in getting started in real estate. We'll give you a chat. All right, our special guest today, woo-woo, Jasmine Cain. I had to leave the word out.
It's okay. I actually never expected that to catch on the way that it did. I thought it was funny.
Right.
And now it's like that's what people they yell at me or we're going down the street. They're like, Jasmine effing Cain.
Yeah. Right. I seen the girl on the motorcycle that you videoed.
Yeah.
She was like that.
Oh yeah, and then that just happened in Panama City too. Somebody was at a four-way stop.
Right.
And they drove their motorcycle through, and as they were circling by us, they just scream out the window. They're like, "Oh my gosh,
Right.
Jasmine effing Cain!" I love it. It's awesome.
And then the guy last night at the Suck Bang Blow, the really big dude,
My gosh.
the one that fell in love with everything. Well, mostly Zach. I actually thought he was gonna propose to Zach there for a minute. It was
Zach
pretty.
looked like he was a
Zach
little
is
taken off
the Zach Ballard, right?
Well, I mean, he calls himself Hollywood, so I mean, it's like that wouldn't be that unusual
Right.
for a dude to get engaged to another dude.
Right.
Drummer, especially drummer.
Especially the drummer,
Yeah.
who's got long hair, so he could go either way. Zach's gonna kill me for that one.
Totally.
That's
Well,
okay.
he's sleeping right now.
He's
so-
been
Yeah, so
sleeping.
he's
We're
not here.
covered.
He'll never know.
Good. And we have Kevin. I'm gonna tear up your last name.
Bebout.
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 Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So without Kevin, there is no Jasmine. And without Jasmine, there is no Kevin. Basically,
Okay.
Kevin is
Great team.
identical twins, so there's two of him.
there's two of them. So good. So we thank you for taking the time. I know you were out late last night playing at Suck
Very.
Bang Blow, and we were probably
We were not out quite that
quite-
late, but
yeah.
I have no idea how you guys do it.
yeah.
I am really dragging this one.
Me either.
Yeah, we got home. It was probably a little after 1:30, and by the time the couple that was with us got done drinking and went to sleep, yeah, it was 2:30ish or something. Yeah, we bailed on them. So.
Yeah, I think
We
they
gotta
finished
go
their
to
last
sleep.
drink alone. We
Yeah.
were too
Learning
tired
how to
for a good
phantom
night.
out is a skill that everyone should learn. Because, I mean, it is great. When you can, when you're just, hanging out with friends and they're like, oh, yeah, we're having a great time. And then you just, disappear. And they continue to have a great time.
Exactly.
Because you're gone and you're in bed.
Right.
That's a great thing to learn how to do.
Exactly. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Let's start in your.
I like long walks on the beach like that. No, I'm in a rock band. There's not much to say. I mean, I don't have a personal life.
No, I know that, but I mean, kind of like, where did you go to high
start?
school? Did you graduated high school?
I did.
Because I didn't, so I like to hear people that did.
You did not?
I didn't graduate high school. I walked out in 10th grade.
See, my mom didn't graduate from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said that on the air, but no, so now nobody will invest with me. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I walked out the end of the 10th grade.
Yeah, my mom didn't graduate either. She, and in fact, she was so terrified that I wouldn't do the same thing that she made me swear that, like, I would not talk to boys in high school at all.
Right.
And then my dad followed up on it to make sure that didn't happen. So.
Right. And you know what? My dad was a judge for 25 years, and that's one of the things he told me. Don't talk to boys.
Oh.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure. You know. I'm
Not even going to go there.
So where was high school?
Faith, South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Oh,
Faith?
wow.
Faith.
So the only thing I'm really familiar with in Dakotas would be Hettinger, North Dakota,
North Dakota.
which is on the bottom of somewhere. Top of South Dakota, bottom of North Dakota.
Yep.
Over on the west side.
Yeah, we, grew up on a cattle ranch in Sturgis, I was born in Sturgis, South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
And then grew up on a cattle ranch in Opal, South Dakota, which is like a community of like 20 different farmers, ranchers. And then we, I ended up going to Faith High School. And a lot of people, like, Opal is right in the middle of Faith or Sturgis, so you could pick either or. But Faith was a little more rural, which we liked.
More rural?
I'm finding it funny she's saying that Faith is, it's a little more rural than, there is nothing.
Nothing
out in near either one of those towns.
Is there a stoplight?
Is there, I was going to say a
I think there's
stoplight.
one. There's one.
The town that we grew up in had one stoplight. Yeah. When we got McDonald's, it was like a shock,
It like never changed though. It was always like blinking yellow. It's just like you don't have to stop. Just slow down a little
Just
bit.
slow down and take a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch out for cows, maybe.
Yeah. Well, there were no.
Steer.
I guess I can't say that. There were cows on the road sometimes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think there was any cows there, but no, there was cows there.
So, any college after high school?
I did. I went to University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
I was studying athletic training, sports medicine. I was going to go into physical therapy, and out of 427 freshmen that came in to be athletic trainers, because that school had the best reputation for athletic training of like all the schools in the area, and I was number one in my class, but I couldn't finish. I had an issue with a football player guy that I was dating that would not didn't like to leave me alone. He liked to beat me up occasionally. So the school was a private school, so he was, I couldn't escape, and they couldn't offer protection, so I had no choice. I had to get out. So I left. The head trainer was really, really disappointed when I left because I was way above and beyond anybody else that was already. I'd already been doing taping techniques and basic sports medicine all through high school because we didn't have an athletic trainer in high school. It was a tiny little country school in the middle of nowhere. So, I had to basically, YouTube is a wonderful thing. I just learned all the taping techniques and how to do them, and I practiced them often, and I was miles ahead of everybody else by the time I got to college.
So after the dropout, is that when you picked up on music and said, hey,
I've been
is
doing
it?
music since I was 6 years old.
I remember you saying that. Like really took off with it and said, this is what I'm going to do. So there was some time after
No,
that.
not really. Actually, I was still determined to be like something worthwhile. Like music wasn't, considered a respectable job. It's like
a back burner thought.
Yeah, it was a great hobby. That's what they always said. It's a great hobby, but it's not a real job, And so I had to kind of fall back and like decide. In the meantime of like me struggling to figure out what to do from here on out. Yes, I joined another band. It was always easy for me to make money in a band, and I could support myself because I had a reputation and I was good at what I did, and it was easy to do. But so I could go in there and make some money and get by for a while until I made my new plan of attack, And my new plan of attack was I joined a financial corporation.
Wow, that surprises me, but I'm all ears. Go ahead.
And I'm here to surprise you. That's my job.
Right, exactly.
I'm here to surprise everyone.
But I wouldn't have thought that at all. So tell me a little bit about the financial.
So I joined with. It was kind of an odd situation because I joined with about 6 men, and I was the only female.
Wow. Okay.
And I remember the director of our department walking up and shaking every man's hand and saying, "Oh, you're going to do very well here. Welcome." It was Green Tree Financial,
Okay.
which then merged into Conseco, and then back to Green Tree.
Yep.
But yeah, I walked up. He walked up and shook every single one of those guys' hands and was like, "Welcome to Green Tree. You're gonna be very happy." Or "Welcome to Green Tree." And then he just like looked at me and just walked off.
Oh,
And
my
I was
goodness.
like, "Well, maybe I will not be happy here." Who knows? So, I mean, I started out in there. I mean, everybody starts out in the administrative section of it, data entry. I've got really talented fingers,
Right.
so I can type really fast. So I was leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else
Right.
as far as data entry is concerned. And
Yeah.
so I was entering, and where most people are doing, 100 apps, a day or whatever, I was doing like 200 or 300.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow.
So it wasn't a problem for me. And I was one day within, when you were there for 1 year, you can transfer to another department. That was my goal from the get-go, was to just get through your administrative services, whatever, and then transfer into another department. But the day before I could transfer, they let me go.
Let you go.
What?
You were too good.
They
Well,
couldn't
you hear that a lot.
complain. They couldn't, I mean, there was nothing they could fault me on as far as my performance.
Right. They just.
They wouldn't
decided-
actually give me a reason. They just.
Right.
It was not meant to be.
Well, it's
for
not
you.
meant to be. that's all.
The only reason that they gave me, and they made this up because I took incoming calls for customer service as well.
Yes.
So while entering all these things, I'm taking the phone calls, and they said, "Well, we have too many personal phone calls logged from your phone."
Mhm.
And I thought that was hilarious because I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anyone to call. Like, who would I be calling? I don't know anyone here. So I didn't know anyone in the town I was in.
Right.
So I was like, well, obviously they're not mine. I asked to see the phone log so that I could identify the number. And
Right.
they refused to show it to me, and off I went.
Well, they're lost.
That's right.
Everybody out there else is they're.
That's right.
I don't think they were thrilled with having someone who was a musician also representing
as
their
like
company.
a side thing.
Yeah, because
yeah,
they
you're right.
they took their reputation very seriously.
Right.
And,
Yeah. Those financially folks do.
I'm shocked that I'm
Tim is
sitting here right
listening.
now.
Tim's
What am I
listening
doing?
right now.
How
so
am I
I'm gonna
here? Should
watch
I go back to
myself.
bed?
Right.
This will be awesome.
Right. So was that the catalyst then that really led you? I know you've been singing since like you were 6 years old.
Yeah.
And
After
doing
that, I
things.
joined a temp agency because I wanted to kind of explore other fields,
Mhm.
and I thought that would be the best way to do it.
Right.
I worked for a lawyer for a while,
Mhm.
and I understand lawyers. I really enjoy working for a lawyer
Mhm.
because it was. He didn't have to explain anything to me. I got it. I knew what needed to be done, and it was easy to do.
Right.
She's very talented.
The problem was
Yeah.
that this particular lawyer was, just not a good guy. So I have a problem working for people that I don't think are good people.
Right.
Agreed.
So
Right.
Yeah.
So I
So,
just
I was just gonna say. So, what was it that actually led you into that? Okay, this is the career path I'm gonna
For
take
music?
For music.
basically an exhaustion of everything else.
Oh, okay.
Because I really truly thought that this would just be a hobby.
Oh, okay.
And I never expected it to be this. But I was a super driven individual. I understood business and I understood legalities, and I knew, I knew what I wanted to
Where'd you
do
want it,
and
yeah.
where I wanted to go. But it was anyone that I met in those areas, and it was just my own bad luck or good luck, call it what you will. But that I ran into such like poor examples
Right.
all the
Right.
way through, because that's what just finally said, you know what, I can't work for these people. I can't work for
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
I can't believe in what they're doing, and I got to work for myself. And
There's-
how am I going to do that?
There's very few people. I mean, the majority of people in the planet work for somebody else because they want to be told what to do. They want to be told when to show up.
The
and not to
structure.
show
You know,
up.
I don't
They
mind
want the
structure.
well,
Yeah.
you know,
You
Structure.
have to have it.
Some people really need it,
They
and
need
I
it,
don't
yeah.
mind it. My
Yeah.
problem is working for somebody that you think is a good human,
Right.
because I can only push something or sell what I call sell something
Correct.
if it's something that I believe in, or
Yeah.
I think that people
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
worth it.
A lot of people don't realize that, and we talk about it all the time. The key to anything, any success at all, period, doesn't matter what it is you're doing, is sales. You either got to sell yourself. That's the first thing you got to do.
Well, that's my forte.
Right, selling yourself, and then you got to be able to sell the product that you have too. I mean, sales.
Is it weird that I'm now using music terms to determine what I would do in a business or financial world?
Right.
It's my forte.
Yeah, it's your forte.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I did.
I just put that right in.
I was running with it.
Are there any artists that influence your music, Jasmine?
Tons of artists. I mean, pretty much anything I ever come into contact with is influencing my art in some way or another, whether it's music or individuals. I mean, I write songs about people, so, you know.
Hope she doesn't write one about me. Is there one about you, Kevin?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh
The
man.
next record's probably going to be pretty angry, I guess.
an angry album, not just a song, an album, right? So was there any like really just one or two names that artists that really kind of stood out for you?
From a songwriting perspective, Chris Cornell was one, and
We lost him last
Last
year.
year.
Actually, it was the morning
Well, it was
that
this
you
year.
and I had breakfast for the first time.
yes, you're
I
right.
believe so. Was that
You're absolutely
the
right.
night before that? I believe.
Yeah, that's a devastating loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to replace that one anytime soon. It's funny, you know, you see like tribute bands and stuff. We were just talking about this all the time. When do you ever see a Soundgarden or Chris Cornell tribute band?
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Because
That's a good point.
you can't duplicate what he had,
Right.
you know? It's really hard to do. I mean, I started out in country music, so... Oh, don't give me this.
I love.
I like
See?
country. I like
I do.
Shania.
I like old country too.
Yeah, see, that's
what
why I
was
grew up
raised
on.
Yeah.
So, my first influences were actually the Judds.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep. Mother daughter, if I remember
Yes.
correctly. Yep.
Yes.
Naomi and Winona, which
Yep.
is not their real names, but
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It seems to me none of you artists or musicians go by your real names.
I was prepared to go by my real name, but my parents were very adamant that I use another name.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want people knowing their name, and it was odd. Like in South Dakota was a total different story than the whole rest of the world. Like since I've been out like in the masses, I've never had to worry about weird people, you know, going back to my high school and asking my
Right.
Spanish teacher questions about me. But when I lived in South Dakota, that happened regularly.
Right.
And they'd show up on my grandma's doorstep, and
Right.
you know, like it was weird. So, you know, when I told them I was going to do it on a major scale, my parents were like, "Well, probably need to think about a name change."
Right.
And so I totally understood. It wasn't like an insult. It was just, you know, for protection of their own, you know, lifestyle, because they're very private, quiet people, and so.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
But
idea.
it was so funny because I actually flew my mom out for the JPF Awards, and I was
Okay.
nominated for 6, I was nominated for 4 awards. I won 6.
Wow.
Wow.
And I've won like 8 JPF awards now, which is more than any other artist in history. But my mom was there for that night. I flew her in for the award ceremony, and anything I was nominated for, you know, I was winning all these awards.
That's awesome.
And she was so proud, and she was sitting there, and she was just so proud. And when the events were over, she said, "You know, I don't know why you couldn't just go under your real name. It's a perfectly good name." So, you know.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What are some of the best methods
Yeah,
of
so-
marketing in today's
Go ahead.
DIY world?
Yeah, so we're going to kind of
Up-and-coming
change
bands, yeah.
tracks just a little bit because we are, you know, business and
Yeah.
investing and, you know, that startups and things like that. So let's talk a little bit about.
Well, first
the
off, if
business
I
end
had
of
to
it.
start over from scratch right now in this day and age,
Mhm.
I'm not sure I would do it. And the reason is because it's very difficult to get your name out there. There's never been a rule book on how to do this, but it's even harder now than I believe than it ever was before.
Even with
Because
all the
so
internet?
many people want to do it. What?
Even with the internet, you think it's hard to get your name out there.
Absolutely. For long term. Like you can put out an internet video, I mean you can sacrifice yourself and your self worth and your whatever, all you know, your dignity, and make a video or whatever you want to do that gets people's attention, and you've got it for like 3 seconds.
Right.
And then you're gone. And you'll forever be known as that person that did XYZ on YouTube.
Right.